Okay. Please be quiet. That's one. People that I can thank. I can thank Natasha in training and Halima. These are some of the people. If you look up at the television, if you look up the television, it's asking you to go ahead and get your warm-up out. I also want to say thank you to everybody that gave me their popsicle stick, including Miguel, and I was able to give them a pencil. If you look at the bottom here, it does tell you that we are going to have new grades, or your new grades are posted in the hallway. So if during passing period I'd go outside and look at them, grades get submitted on Thursday. So, and that's going to be the grade for global studies. That's going to go home to the parent or the whatever adult that you live with. And so it's going to be really important that if you want to change that grade, you're going to have to come before or after school, and so we can retake some of the assessments or tests that are on there as well. Here is your learning target for today, and here's your warm-up question. And your warm-up question goes all the way back to some things that we studied in August and September. So there's a lot of you guys that have moved into, come to Caladan since we started the school year. So what I would start off with saying Europeans colonized Africa because. So if you don't know the answer, you can definitely still start it off. Give me an awkward thumbs up when you're done.
I need a new warm-up anyway.
I need you guys to be quiet. That's two. Okay. So thank you to the people that gave me a thumbs up when you were finished. Those are the people that as soon as I switched this slide, they already started writing the learning target. So I've got some people that are finished, and I've got some people that need to make sure that they're working while I'm talking. Can someone raise their hand and tell me what we are learning about today? Wendy.
I will use text evidence as grades for my writing.
Excellent. So that is one of the learning targets, or one of our goals for today, is to use text evidence to add strength to our writing. We also are going to be becoming familiar with our next unit or region of study. Training. Thank you for raising your hand. Yeah, the answer? So why did Europeans colonize Africa? This goes back way to the beginning of the year.
Was trying to get slaves, and I think natural resources from there.
Yeah, slaves and natural resources, especially the second one. That was their main focus. They wanted to go get natural resources. So I'm going to have training say it again, because that's the answer, one of the answers I'd expect you to have. Can you say it again? What's the answer?
Slaves and natural resources.
Yes, so Europeans colonized Africa, especially for their natural resources. So we think back to the beginning of the year. We spent 2 or 3 weeks. We planned a emergency plan to have people go from one side of Iowa all the way to the other. Then we looked at Sub-Saharan and North Africa. We looked at why people went through and colonized. We played a game where you guys came down and you colored different parts of Africa, kind of like Risk. During that time, I showed you this video, which I'm going to show again right here. The video lasts for 40 seconds. In the video, I'm going to want you guys to focus on our new region or new area of study. So it's 40 seconds. I'll point to where I need you to focus. You don't need to do anything besides watch and enjoy the dramatic music. So this is a thematic map showing where people were colonized. This is the area you want you to look at. See if it gets colored. Mimi, you had a question. Can you repeat it, please? See the United States. At this time, the United States, if you look at our key to see what the color is to correspond to, the United States is free, or is independent. They're not colonized by anybody. Originally, though, they were colonized by Great Britain, which is why, if you think about the language that we speak, right? So we don't speak American, we speak English because they were the people that colonized us. So going back to our warm-up, when you were looking at China, they didn't get colonized. Why would they not get colonized? What are some of the reasons? Make sure you raise your hand here. Okay. I'm going to go Lydia, I'm going to go training, and I'm going to go Wendy. Lydia, start off. So potentially not having natural resources.
They're smart as heck.
They're smart, and that could bring around technology.
That is true.
3, Wendy? Okay, so in one sense, the people in China were powerful, and they were smart, and they were all working together. They all worked and were controlled by one emperor. Lydia, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Maybe it's not worth colonizing, but China actually has tons and tons of natural resources. So they were really smart and powerful. They had lots of natural resources, But there's another thing we're missing. If you look in the back here, it's a map. And we have Europe, the place that was colonizing and taking over things for natural resources. You had Africa. Why would it be hard to colonize something all the way over there? Hands, please. Hands, please. Mimi. It's really, really far. And if you think about the technology they had at that time, they had boats that were powered by sails. And so if you wanted to have a sneak attack, you would have to send troops and a secret message, and it would take almost a year to get there. They would have their fight, and it would be a year later for you to figure out who won. And so it was not just because they had lots of natural resources and they were really powerful and they were really smart. It had to do with the fact that it was just simply too far, which was a big problem. All right, I need 2 volunteers. Want to be a good person, want to be a bad person? All right, I got training. I got training, and I have Gabby. All right.
I want to be the bad person.
No. Yes. So I've got training, and I have Gabby. Training, right now, training is England. He's Europe. He's got lots of money because he had just colonized different parts of the world, which we had talked about. Gabby is China. So training knows that Gabby is too smart and too powerful and too far away to get the natural resources of things that he wants. And so in order to get the things that he wants, he has to do this. He has to send money over, and he starts buying Gabby's things. And he starts sending money over, and he starts buying Gabby's things. Now, why, if this kept going on, why would people that are sitting at training's table, people in England, why might they be worried about what's happening to their money? Natasha.
Because he's like sending more and more money over, and even though he's like giving stuff in return, even though he's giving stuff in return, he might not like sell it, he might just use it instead of like profiting on it.
So they're sending all their money over, right? Good. Good. Did she steal your thunder? You have something, Dad? Did she steal your answer? So here's the problem. And if you have pennies on your table, please let them be. So training's money is going over and over and over and over to Gabby's table. And so training comes up with a really messed up idea. He says, okay, I can't get Gabby to give me my money back, but I'm going to trick Spencer. And so he goes over and he gives Spencer something. He's like, try out this new medicine. It will take away all your pains. You'll really like it. And as soon as Spencer tries it, he's like, I want to buy more. So what happens is Spencer sends his money to training. Training then sends his medicine to Spencer. And so over time, all the money on Gabby and Spencer's table comes back to training. But here's the messed up part. That medicine wasn't medicine. It was a drug called opium or heroin, which is really addictive. So training, you're a terrible person. So Gabby's sitting there, and she's like, man, I really like Spencer, but when you do this drug like opium or heroin, all you want to do is lay around, and as soon as the drug wears off, you just want to get more. And so what happened is people would lose their jobs, they would want to get more, and they would have to steal. And so Gabby's like, we can't have this. And so Gabby says, training, no, we can't do this anymore. You need to stop. And training has to make a decision. Does he stop selling drugs, or does he fight over it? They fought 2 wars, Great Britain and China, over the right to sell drugs, and they didn't even hide it. If you go and look at their history books, it says, these are the opium wars, these are our heroin wars, these are our drug wars. And Great Britain won, and which meant that over time, not only Spencer, but Mimi and other people had access to these drugs, and it really, really hurt China, and people got